form. So okay, guy, I will help you. So like in the beginning, you're like helping him build up his caravan. So you're like recruiting a cook and a merchant and all this stuff, and you're doing this by helping them by killing the monsters that are like blocking their trade routes and stuff. So you're kind of like helping them do that stuff so you can gather his core team so you can like start exploring and getting that artifact thingy analyzed or whatever. So that's pretty much the part that makes up your first part kind of your story until you find out about this virus that's spreading around between the monsters and causing them to go all psycho and stuff. So you have to kind of deal with that, and it actually plays into the gameplay, which is interesting because it's like the frenzied monsters are kind of jerks. So yeah, you have to deal with that. But one of the one of the things about this game is, I mean, they start you off with a weapon of every type, so you can pretty much choose what you want to do. I guess like most people who played like the previous ones will kind of just immediately jump into whatever weapon they're already using, and the game starts you off with a sword and shield like actually equipped. So, but you can go into your house thingy and change it if you want to beforehand or before you make anything, and just change it if you're like already familiar, so you don't have to use the crappy new weapon that they give you because ill swords and shields. Who uses that? So.
This is true. I actually, well, I saw katana. I was like, oh, I love katanas.
The
So I
long
just got
sword,
that.
yeah. Yeah, they have. I forgot. Their special attack. I think is like some kind of unsheathing thing that they do. That's like a charging
There's a
thing.
special attack? I
Yeah,
guess I'm not that far yet.
all the weapons have. You don't have to be far. All the all the weapons have special attacks.
Well,
It's
how
not
do
a.
you do it?
Usually, most of them have to do with you pressing the R button and X or A or something. There's actually like a
Uh,
tutorial section for all the weapons if you want to. Well, I don't know. It depends. Have you done the first two missions yet? Or
yeah.
okay, yeah, there should be like if you go back to the mission lady, there'll be like a bunch of quests under the first star thing called training grounds or something. So it'll pretty much like explain to you like how to attack and how to use like the special attacks and stuff for any of the weapons
Uh,
if you're not familiar with them. So you can do because each of the weapons have like their own like nuances stuff, and this is probably why most people like usually stick to the stuff they know because they're like, well, I kind of like certain weapons and everything because I tend to gravitate more towards the hammers because that's what I've been using since the first Monster Hunter. So I've kind of stuck with them, except for once I started using hunting horns and Freedom Unite. So I've been using those two. But in this, or usually when I was playing like online, I usually had somebody with me that had bladed weapons, so I didn't have to have them. So, but this one I actually started using one so I could cut off the tails and stuff in my single player, so I could carve those as well. So I started using a switch axe to balance out my blunt objects and whatnots and everything's. But I don't have to use the hunting horn as much in single player because they added back the palicos who can join your team and stuff. So some of them can like buff you and do stuff like that. So I don't have to use my horn except for like when I'm in multiplayer. So that I usually tend to stick to like the switch axe or the hammers now, unless I'm playing online. But yeah, but yeah, you can pretty much, I guess you can technically play as like any. I think one of the things I like about this game is like there's like no right way to play, and there's not there's not like a best armor set or like a best weapon kind of thing. You can kind of just make your because any weapon user can use any type of armor, so it's not like class specific or anything. And the gunners have their own special armor, but other than that, like the melee users can use anything, and the gunners can use all the gunner stuff. But there's no like right way to play or right class or right weapon or anything. So it's like anybody could use any weapon they want, and you can still solo stuff in their single player and still be useful online instead of just being like, oh, well, everybody all has to use these weapons, everybody all has to use these weapons, kind of thing. Like Destiny, where it's like, well, you're pretty much just all have the same armor and all the same weapons eventually because it's the only way to get through anything. So it's like, but that's why I kind of like my Monster Hunter is like you're not like shoehorned into that. You can kind of play how you want, and the game doesn't like penalize you for it or anything. So I mean the only difference being like certain weapons can't cut and stuff like that because like it's easier to stun with blunt weapons, but you can't cut off like tails and stuff, so you miss that extra carve. But like I said, usually online I don't have that problem because I'm usually playing with people who like to use blades and stuff. Because Dagger is like a big fan of like the duels and the long swords. I think is what she uses. Or wait, where's the great swords? Either way, she uses like the duels and the other. So she's usually like using like a bladed weapon or whatever when I'm playing. So it's not like an issue when I'm using other stuff. But um, one of the other things I really liked is they had like a lot of stuff since I guess like the previous incarnations because in this one they've kind of like put an emphasis on I guess like verticality. Is that a word?
Yeah, it's a word.
Am I making that up? Oh, okay. 'Cause I was like, it's like, am I just making up stuff now? But they put like a bit more emphasis on that now. So it's like there's a lot more climbing, and you can. There's like some levels where there's like stalagmites, or is that the right word for that? You know what? I'm just gonna say these
There's
words. I
two
don't care
different ones.
anymore.
It's stalagmites and
Yeah, and that,
stalactites. I don't know which
yeah,
is which
that's what I'm
though.
saying. I don't know which is which, so I'm just like, whoever's listening, they'll figure it out. The ones that hang from the ones that hang from the ceiling, those, and then there's like some levels that have like icicles that are similar to that, and you can kind of like jump across them, which is kind of cool now because it's like you can climb up and like jump across the icicles or and everything, and you can like jump down and like attack the monster from above, kind of thing. Because they added like this new mounting mechanic, where if you like jump attack a monster and you like land a hit, you'll jump on top of them and you can like start stabbing them and everything for like extra damage. And if you complete the little stabbing QTE kind of thing, it'll knock them down and give everybody a chance to like get hits on them and everything. So that's kind of cool. I think the new weapon, the insect glaive, was actually kind of built around that mechanic because it's the only weapon type that has a jump attack. So they can kind of do it without needing like ledges like the other classes would if they're trying to perform it. So they can kind of do it anywhere to mount. But a lot of glaive users I've played with online kind of suck. So it's like they're more in the way than they are actually helping. And then I keep mistaking their bug for a monster whenever I see it like floating around. So I'm just like, bug, kill it. But then it's not. It's their bug thing. So it's kind of annoying sometimes because there is an actual like small bug monster that's like one of the mook things in the game. So it's like I keep getting confused for that, and it's like so annoying because I was like, I keep forgetting. So it always like distracts me when we're in the middle of a fight, and it's like stupid things flying around, and I don't know. I don't really like the insect glaive though, so I don't know. I never use it, but I've run into a lot of different people online and everything, so that's the thing. But yeah, like the like with that stuff, I think the only thing I don't like about I guess like the climbing stuff is like they might have went overboard on some levels where you're like there'll be like one area that has like giant walls on it, so you're like just constantly climbing stuff, and I was like, okay, I get it. I see what you guys are trying to do, but it's like I don't want to be climbing all this stuff right now, and it's especially annoying because some of the monsters like to peek over the edge and like shoot fireballs. So it's like I'll be climbing, and then all of a sudden there'll be like fire in my face, and it's like, oh, this is fantastic. So I just have to do all this over again because he just shot me off the damn wall. So yeah, but it's kind of hilarious when it happens to other people though, because then it's other people, and I'm like, haha, you got shot in the face. So it's kind of funny, but I also like because a lot of they also like had it where like a lot of the monsters like interact with the environment now too, or at least some of the new ones do. Like there's like this new flying monkey squirrel thing. That's one of the new large monsters that if it's in one of the areas with like the netting or like the webs or something, it'll like climb on them like a monkey bar, or it'll like grab it when it's angry and start like shaking it to like kind of throw you off of it and stuff. And you can kind of like knock monsters through it as well to like create little openings for you to like jump down and do the mounting attacks and everything. So it's kind of cool that they have that because even like the new spider monster kind of plays around with that, but it also does like that weird Spider-Man thing where it shoots a web in the middle of the sky when there's like nothing there and swings on it, and it's like that should not be a thing because that is a cheap attack. Because it's like I'll be fighting and then all of a sudden it'll just like shoot up and like swing somewhere. I was like, there's nothing up there. What are you shooting at? What are you swinging on? So I don't know. But it's also kind of cool though because it also does this thing where it like shoots its web, and if it captures something in like, because there's like a new web element too, where it's like you can get wrapped up in the webs, and if it catches you with it, it'll like do this thing where it kind of like carefully walks next to you and it'll like check you to make sure you're like actually caught before it like does this like thing where it opens up its mandibles and like chomps down on you. And it does like a lot of stuff like that. Or like it'll like do like this thing where it catches you and does like a fishing thing where it like wraps its web around its hands to like pull you up to it. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, a lot of like the new monsters have like these new abilities and stuff is kind of cool too. And like the Sultus Queen one is like a dual type monster, and it's like the first time they've done this in a series where it's like that it interacts in the way that it does because there's like a Sultus monster that you fight like earlier as a boss, and the way she can like control it by like spraying out like pheromones, and it'll like summon one to the area, and she can like force it to like mount her. And she can use it to kind of like help her like get mobility because like she can't fly, but the Celtis can. So it'll like try to pick her up and like use her to like charge at people and stuff. And there's like a time where if she's like low on health, she'll grab it and like beat it on the floor and then start eating it. And it's like it's kind of cool that they have like stuff like that where it's like kind of like the nature stuff where it's like the female's like the bigger, more aggressive species of the or creature of the species or something. So it's like it's kind of cool that they did stuff like that. So there's just like a lot of small things in there that's kind of just makes it like a pretty cool game to fight the different monsters because they all have like different behaviors and different tactics to kind of take them down and stuff. And I just got to the point where now they're like the upgraded versions of some of the monsters. So it's like they're kind of like palette swaps with them, but they usually go by like the color and whatever the type of monster is. Like I was fighting a black Gravios before I came on, but they have like new tactics with the similar moveset kind of thing because like the Gravios like their whole line of creatures have like this thing where they shoot like this lava beam out of their mouth, but the black one it'll do it where it like sweeps it across the area, or it does it where it's like going up and down and it'll like bring it all the way to its belly to kind of like reflect it off of itself because they're like immune to it or whatever. So it's kind of cool that they have like all these to change up their tactics or how they use their attacks and stuff too. So even for like the palette swap monsters. So I've gotten to like the higher level missions now. So it's like fighting off multiple large monsters in one shot instead of just hunting the one big one kind of thing. So there is that. But I've been having problems with like the online though. I don't know if it's like their servers or something or just like my 3DS, but I noticed like I'll like get dropped in the middle of missions and it's kind of just like frustrating because it's like, crap, nah, I just missed out on all that because everybody like, because I got dropped from everybody. I noticed, but I've noticed it's happened to other people. So I don't know if it's just like their servers or something that's the issue. So I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's kind of annoying. So I don't know. But yeah, I've mostly been playing online with Dagger and one of her friends or something, that VT guy or something. I don't know who he is, but she knows him. So we've been playing and like raising our HR online and everything. So those missions are fun because the monsters are a bit more. I mean, they're more difficult in multiplayer than they are in single player, obviously, because they have like since you have more hunters, so they intentionally made it more difficult. Although I have soloed some of the online missions when I've been dropped, because it will still keep you in the mission. It'll just say everybody else exited, even though you had just got dropped. So I have ended up having to like solo some of them before, which was all kinds of time consuming. So there was that. But that's pretty much it, I think. Maybe. Oh wait, no. Yes. No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. There's also. Oh yeah. You can. Oh yeah. The palico thingies. For the single players, you can like recruit the cats to like help you. You start off with just like a lead cat, and like later on in the story, you actually gain the ability to like scout them. You'll like run into them in different areas where they'll just be kind of waiting around in the the cat area, and you just you can talk to them and scout them, and then at the end of the mission you can hire them or not if you want them. And each of them have like their own forte, where you have some that are healing, some that are support, some are stealing, some are launching, some are defense and stuff like this. And like different combinations of them change like your main cat's abilities, and they can also do like team up attacks and stuff. And you can also customize their armor and weapons too. So you can kind of send them. Oh, which reminds me, they have like their own little mini game where you send them out on hunts, and it kind of plays like a rock paper scissors kind of thing that you kind of